Sem Sultanov. I am a professional runner, more on the sub-elite side for long distance running. I went from wanting to do every other sport except running. There's running and that's it. There's nothing else. Training and that's it. That was an arrow. That was pointing one way. It's not necessarily, we don't always write our story of success, but if you can sleep at night knowing that you've given 100%, then, sometimes that's good enough. It's the ghost of what can be for Sem. There is a big what if factor with what I can be, the level that I know I can get to if everything goes right. The farthest I've run was 30 miles. That was one of my key marathon workouts. So it was an over distance. I did a set where the workout was 5 miles off, 5 miles on, 4 miles off, 4 miles on, and all the way down to 1 mile off, 1 mile on. The off paces are, for me, that started around 6 flat to like 550 pace per mile. That was like the slow distances. And then the on miles were anywhere from 515 to sub 5. So it ended up being 30 miles, I think at like 544 average with like a 440 last mile. So it was a big day. It's like 3 hours worth of running. I'm running it a lot of times. Kaley, my wife, she's biking it. So it's even crazier for most people because it's like, okay, you're doing it because that's going to be, potentially a workout that's going to propel you to the next level. But for her, it's kind of like she's just there because she loves you, she wants you to succeed, and she wants to help you out.
Let's go, Sam! You look good! Come on, Sam! Keep it up! Do the goal! Let's go!
I think it's just spend more time together during hours that you usually wouldn't. Like 4:30 in the morning, probably not hanging out with your husband or something. I am on the bike every morning, almost every morning.
The only person I can really train with is 2 people, myself, alone, or with her on a bike. And she's pretty much my main training partner throughout really every marathon build since I've started doing long distance. So I think that's what probably sparked something between her and I, because we appreciate both of us being hard workers and knowing that, it doesn't come easy. It was probably by far the quickest conversation we had because she was all for it. She was extremely excited. At some point, she's more excited than me in the morning about doing it. So extremely lucky. Sometimes when performances don't go well, one thing that a lot of people told me is try not to associate your running results with your personality or your life, because on the bad days, you kind of feel like you failed as a person. Obviously, when you have good days, you feel great. It's just a rabbit hole. I made, obviously, the Olympic trials, 2024. Qualifying was one of the best things for me, but then once I made it there, I overtrained. It was just not the best for me, and I didn't have a lot of time to recover, and by the time I got to the start line, I was cooked. I had a lot of people cheering for me at that time, and a lot of people came there just to see me or just that knew me, and I ended up having a horrible race, and that was like, in a way, like a wake-up call for me, because it was like, I don't really have too many times where I'm like, I want to quit, but I have a lot of times where I just have to go back to the drawing board and say, like, what exactly do I need to change? Because time is ticking. I mean, even though marathon running and long distance running is something that, like, a longevity sport, you can definitely be in it for a long time. My mom was getting top 5, top 10 at Boston when she was in her 40s, competing with 20, 30-year-olds. And there's plenty of people who are like that, but you have to be one of those people. But time is ticking. So for me, it's like every time I don't have a good race that I've been training a long time for, it's like, well, I guess it's training in the bank, but it's also like another time that I didn't succeed. So I need to keep working harder. So
sometimes I feel like he gets caught up in how good he knows that he can be, that he brings himself down a little bit. He works really hard, and I think sometimes he just overlooks that, like how much work that he's put into it. If say like, we have like a bad race or something, it's like, you've done so much, you've come so far, this one thing isn't gonna be the one that blows you up. We're gonna keep improving, keep getting better.
It's not always gonna be how you want it. Your story is not always gonna be a flat, from unsuccessful to successful, or from point A to point B. It's going to be, peaks and valleys. So you're trying to reach a certain goal, and you have, these resources or these genetics or all of those things, and you are trying to give 100%. And if you're able to do that, then if you reach or you don't reach that final goal, that's obviously up to all the other factors. But if you can give everything you got, then I would say that's success. Someone tries to make an excuse for when they are having a poor execution of whatever they're doing. My mom likes to use this if I ever try to make an excuse or try to make a reason for why I've failed or done bad. It's everything gets in the way of a bad dancer. If you're probably not going to perform well in a race, you're probably going to not perform well either way. So you could say it's bad weather, or you were not prepared, or you came out fast, or you came out slow, or your shoes hurt, or your jersey was bad. Like, it doesn't matter. The result would have been the same either way. And so anytime I try to kind of make excuse for anything, she always trusts, she says that quote, and it kind of calms me down in a way, just because that's how I try to live my life is, I try not to really linger on the failures of like why it happened. Didn't get it, that's it, move on. So that's kind of always been on my mind of, not everyone knows what I think I can do, or what my parents think I can do, or what my wife thinks I can do, but I know everyone believes in me, and I believe in myself more than anyone. So it's kind of that ghost of what can be, that I know that I've already put so much energy and time into it that I need to keep going. It doesn't matter if I have to wake up 4 a.m. every day. It doesn't matter. It's what motivates me is like, I know what I can be, and if everything goes right, then it's gonna be exciting.